Hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are here with Lise and this is the first part of the Post-Stormblood
Come to see how we're getting on.
Story.
We've made good progress since we took back Ala Mhigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion. For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches. The Reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. Now, don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me? I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure?
Hell yeah.
After all, we were adventurous before we were scions, were we not? After routing the Imperials and liberating Ala Mhigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphino and go adventuring?
Twist my arm, why don't you? Sounds funny. I don't know what it means, but it sounds funny. Guess that's a yes. Alrighty. Alright. Right then, let's go and find Master Olivier. Actually, leave that to me. I want you fresh for our little adventure. Wait for us by the Ifrit and we'll be along shortly. See you there. After you brought me all the way here... Oh my god, okay, let's go. Alrighty, here we are, just waiting. Like so many other times. Greetings, Laura. It would seem we are to accompany Ehrenwald on some manner of escapade. Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? Not yet. Allow me to explain. It'll be something of a history lesson, but I'll try to be brief. No snoring, if you please. Now, the events I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Ala Mhigo was still a monarchy and Theodoric sat the throne. A uniquely brutal despot by all accounts. That he was, the King of Ruin suffered no rivals, real or imagined, and his dispute with the monks of the Fist ended with Ragos Reach being burned to the ground. In the latter years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief that unseen forces were conspiring to steal his crown, and so he ordered that every soul with a claim to the throne be executed, including his own family. That's brutal. The wealth of the poor sods he put to death became the property of the king, and it said that these royal treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. Thus was born the legend of the Mad King's Trove. I believe I see the direction our adventure is to take. I assume you have in mind to unearth this hidden bounty. You assume correctly. And would I also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known? Others must surely have gone in search of your prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course we won't be the first to make the attempt. Following Ala Mhigo's liberation, more than a few eager soldiers turned the palace upside down in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. But even after scouring every room from dawn till dusk, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold lust drained away as quickly as it had come. The legend of the Mad King's Trove remains simply that, a legend. But I see you have no intention of letting the story end there. What self-respecting adventurer would? Imagine the three of us delving into a decades-old mystery. Tell me the thought doesn't set your heart to racing. Yeah, sounds like fun. Oh, got an emote. You've learned the emote box. Nice! Now we can shadow box. The darkness below. The news of Doma and Ala Mhigo's liberation has kindled the flames of revolution in every corner of the empire. I hear the imperial province of Dalmasca has already risen up in rebellion, which means the Gallians must surely have their hands full. What better time than now to indulge in such a diversion? Tell us, Ironwald. Have we any clues as to where we might begin our search? Well, judging by how the other treasure hunters fared, nosing about the palace isn't like to get us anywhere. So I probably need to ask around. Would that be another way of saying no? I guess. I see, in that case I shall pay a visit to the allied archivists and request access to the records seized from the Imperials. The Guardians are meticulous about such things. If they uncovered the trove during their occupation, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, the two of you can track down those who worked as palace servants and officials in Theodoric's day. Given that they would have been at least 20 at the time, you will be looking for people who have seen 40 summers or more. Anything they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds may prove useful, so be sure to listen well. Ironwald, pray try your luck in the fringes and the peaks, whilst Lura makes the rounds in the Ala Mhigo quarter. There I was thinking I was the party leader, not that I mind, of course. Let's be about it, eh? We can meet afterwards at Gilbard's Gate. Alrighty, let's ask some people. Alrighty, so we got here to Arnold, who might know some stuff. You would have me dredged up some decidedly unsavory memories, yet if Ala Mhigo is to move forward, you must needs acknowledge the misdeeds of the past. Very well, I shall tell you what I remember. I take it you know of Theodoric's paranoia and the public executions of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in his last days the king's fevered mind settled upon an even grislier method of disposal, which only a chosen few were unfortunate enough to witness. His Majesty ordered the court thaumaturg to unleash a vile curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hideous aspect. The resulting monstrosities were then cast into the darkness below the palace. Even now, my sleep is troubled by nightmares. If others of Theodoric's blood were prone to share his madness, then mayhap it is a kindness that the monarchy ended with him. Well, that sounds amazing. Let's go to Ironwald. Alrighty, we're here. Let's see. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we've learned? Allow me to begin then. As promised, I scoured the Imperial records for any mention of fantastic treasures and found precisely none. It is just possible, I suppose, that a corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of the trove's discovery, hoping to enrich himself, but I find it rather unlikely that so valuable a find would stay secret for long. I conclude that our prize either does not exist or that the Imperials somehow overlooked it. But what of you, Laura? Were your investigations any more fruitful? Turned into monsters, and what would he mean by this darkness beneath the palace, I wonder? I met an old man in Ala Mhigo who spoke of the Oh my god, I had to yawn, I'm sorry. I met an old man in Ala Mhigo who spoke of the palace's subterranean prison, but he said naught of cursed abominations. The Imperial archives were also silent on the subject of fiends inside the palace grounds. Could the scribe fellow have been spinning her a yarn, do you think? Did you believe him, Laura? There's some genuine... If he was afraid, that does lend credence to the tale, though I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Do not be so hasty. Arnold's anecdote may very well have told us where the trove is hidden. But here I share my theory, there is a matter I would clarify. Arnold, you spoke of light-hearted adventure, but I sense a deeper motive for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? It wasn't all pretense, I swear it, but you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Garlean blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say that my Ala Mhigo mother did not welcome my arrival. As I grew, she would check my brow over and over, convinced that a spot on my skin was an emerging third eye. Oh, okay. Like the kind you see in pure-blood Garleans. My mother did not care for this taunting reminder of my heritage and took up a knife. War paint serves to cover the scar. Aww. In the end, she turned me out into the street, and I was left to haunt the alleyways of Ala Mhigo. A feral child who got what he needed through begging, cunning, or worse. Oh, baby. The best I can say about the years that followed is that I survived, but I hated the animal I'd become. Eventually I left the city behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. It was then that I turned to adventuring, and that road led me into the company of the Scions. I tell you this so that you understand. I know all too well that poverty and hunger can do to a person. I drew steel on ordinary folk for a measly crust of bread. With Theodoric's gold, I could spare my countrymen the shame of living like that. Aww. Thank you, Arnwald, and I apologize that cannot have been pleasant to recall, but I felt it best to be clear in our intentions. Well, Laura, are you content to surrender the treasure to Arnwald's noble cause and claim the thrill of adventure as your reward? Well, I guess. Then I should be glad to tell you my theory on the resting place of the Mad King's Trove, if you are minded to hear it. Of course! Of course, of course. Sure. The Mad King's Trove. Mayhap it would be better if we first adjourn to a more suitable location. In case a rival treasure hunter overhears our plans, you mean good thinking. That was not exactly the reason, but there's certainly a valid concern. Let us reconvene on the southern edge of Loch Seld. Okay, let's go there. Alrighty, here we are in the locks. Forgive me, it was not my intention to draw our proceedings. I simply wished to have the lock inside while I explained things. Nice. Prior to the great flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, the salt lakes you see before you were yet dry ravines, and this, believe it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Skalla, which rose and fell during the Fifth Astral Era. From what we know of the period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war, yet its ruins remain to this day at the bottom of Loch Seld. Cool. It is my belief that the darkness beneath the palace, mentioned by Theodoric's former scribe, was not a reference to the prison, but to a place still further below, the ruins of Skalla. I further surmise that the Mad King's unfortunate kinsmen were cast down there, not simply out of desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. Theodoric wanted to keep the ruins secure. Wait, you're saying they were meant to guard the Mad King's trove? Precisely, and since we know the court Thaumaturg was involved, we can safely assume that any entrance into the old city will have been magically concealed. Which should explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers and the gods know how many Ala Mhigans never found a trace of the trove. We, however, have certain advantages which they did not enjoy. Lura, would you be so good as to swim down to the bottom of the loch and search for an underwater route into the ruins? While you do that, Aaronwald and I will seek out an ensorcelled portal within the palace. Alrighty. I guess we're gonna go diving. Well, that looks like an entrance, in my opinion. I discover a passage that appears to lead under the palace foundations. Press on and find out where it goes. Okay. Let's swim in here. A door. You come to a worn stone door, standing temptingly ajar. It would appear you have found an entrance into the subterranean ruins. Alright, Alfino, we have searched the prison beneath the palace and found a teleportation portal concealed by enchantments. The markings indicate it leads to an underground cavern. What news on your end? Found a door. And you believe it leads into the ruins. And I dare say we will be able to meet within, go on and head through the door. By the way, I took the liberty of calling on a friend for help. I guarantee she's both dependable and discreet. We'll see you soon. The drowned city of Skalla. Nice. Let me hop into queue and I will see you guys inside. Alrighty, we made it through the queue. I don't remember anything from here, so let's hope for the best. Not gonna lie, the new gear looks pretty cool. Hello. Kelpie. I remember that. Oh, come here. Thank you. I like the music. It's really nice. But as always with Final Fantasy XIV, the music's just too good. Oh my god. Next boss. potion. Why do I have to think of H2O? Oh no, the condensation. Clear. I don't know. I hope my mermaid girlies are here. Oh wait, feed those first, I guess. Homunculus? I just watched Fullmetal Alchemist for the very first time. So, this is pretty cool. And yeah, I just think of Fullmetal Alchemist now. Oh my god, I just realized now that they turned into people. I guess they're those monsters. So yeah, I don't I don't really pay a lot of attention. Whoopsie. Is that bad? I don't know. Ooh, okay. You have to step away from him? I don't know. Does that get away from him or something? Oh, just behind him. Okay. Oh, whoops. Whew, we did it! Oh. And there was also a dude. Very special dude. Or maybe not. Aw, it looks so sad. Aw. I got 2 commendations. Nice.
'Twould appear this place is yet inhabited by King Theodoric's kin, or what is left of them. The work of terrible magics, I fear.
Terrible, aye. But their misfortune is our fortune?
Quite. By the 12, there is even more than I imagined.
Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Lisa's face. Thanks for believing in me, you two.
You're very welcome. Ernwald and I tried to do our fair share, but I fear you ended up bearing the bulk of the burden as usual. You truly led the way with your adventuring prowess, my friend. Aye, without your help, I reckon we'd still be fumbling about in the dark. I'm glad I called you on you. I must say, I'm still reeling at the sight of that mountain of riches. Well, like how you reeled at the sight of that floating spectre, you mean. I wish you could have seen the look on your own face, Alphino. Well, well. Must we dwell on such momentary lapses? We found the Mad King's trove, and that is all that matters. Always arguing with those. I can't. Butcher's blood. All jesting aside, we must tell people the good news, and I think Lisa should be the first. Seconded, she is bound to be delighted. If I'm no longer needed, then I shall take my leave. Of course, don't let us keep you. Thanks again, and say hello to Vima for me. Oh, those names are gonna kill me. Now then, there is to be a meeting of representatives from across Ala Mhigo. So Lisa's sure to be in the city. Shall we seek her out? If we have to. Let's go. Found Lise. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, you three look pleased with yourselves. What have you been up to? I'm glad you asked, Lise, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like the answer. You're joking, the Mad King's trove. I thought it was a myth. So did plenty of people. But they didn't have Laura and Alphino in their party. The credit for finding it should really go to them. As for what to do with it all, I vote that it go towards alleviating the suffering of Ala Mhigo's poor. Gods, if there's as much as you say. Aaronwald did not exaggerate, I assure you. We could not hope to carry even a fraction of it out on our own. I've taken the liberty of sketching out a rough map of the ruins. If you will assemble a squad of your most trusted freedom fighters, they should be able to follow the route to where the treasure lies. Understood. I'll make sure every coin is accounted for, and that goes for the spending of it as well. Thank you. Oh, there's one other thing. When the time comes to draw up a plan for distributing the spoils, I would ask that you consult Alfino. I don't have a head for details, I'm not educated. I see that simply handing out sacks of gil won't solve everything, but I couldn't rightly tell you what to do instead. Oh, I know the feeling. I'd welcome any advice you could give us, Alfino. Of course, I shall be at your disposal. Commander, we've got a problem. Deep breaths, tell me what's happened. A mob's gathered outside headquarters, and they've started making demands. You'd best come and see for yourself. A mob?
Step back, all of you!
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
What's going on?
Someone let slip about Fordola.
It's true then! The bitch really is in there! I knew it! I bloody knew it! We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down!
Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock!
See, that's the thing. I just don't get why... I mean, I think it's good to not just kill her, right? Or unalive her, I don't know. But I just think it's kind of hypocritical, you know? That they are just like, no, we have to treat her differently because she is from Ala Mhigo. I think, like, that's my issue, you know? That for her, there are different rules just because she's from Ala Mhigo.
We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about. Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Ala Mhigo.
Hey, who's this?
That's the Bull of Ala Mhigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair, for it is mine as well. That gnawing pain in your breast, it is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted, the ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance, but we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. We will never know the truth.
See, he at least makes sense.
Now
Actually has
is the
reason.
time that we, the people of Ala Mhigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves, and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, will they see a people who held fast to their principles, or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, it is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Ala Mhigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
A true leader.
I know you're right, I do. But I can't.
My thanks, Arban. Listening to their anger, I could feel myself being swept away. This is a difficult tide to stem. It was that same rage which brought us to our feet and carried us to victory. But now the war is over and all the unspent fury is being channeled into vengeance. Aye, and it's not just here, with reports of mobs forming all over. They've been targeting folk known to have cooperated with the Guardians. It starts with insults most often, then someone picks up a stone. Some industrious souls even fought to seek out the Grey Socinos and his officers. It was grim. I want to build a country where everyone, regardless of race or origin, can live side by side in peace, but maybe the time isn't right. Maybe people just aren't ready. Says the most racist person in the whole game. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. The representatives will be here soon, and I'll be damned if I'm going to give up before I've even begun. Where are these representatives exactly? Oh, village elders, refugee leaders and the like. It wouldn't be right for us to dictate the nation's future on our own, so we've planned a summit of sorts. We've even invited the Ananta and the Kikirn to participate. Ala Mhigo stands at a crossroads, and this meeting will decide which path it takes. The matter of Fordola's sentence cannot be suffered to disrupt proceedings. Let's execute her and be done with it. She herself has to be put to death. Nago, I already explained why we wouldn't do that. Yeah, because she's from Ala Mhigo. Sending her to the gallows might satisfy people right now, but where would it end? Should we round up everyone who collaborated and everyone who didn't resist? There would be no one left, and we'd be no better than Theodoric and Xenos. Begging your pardon, but might I be allowed to speak with Fordola? Only I caught a glimpse of her past. A moment of it anyway, during the fight. She's done terrible things, aye, unforgivable things, but in some ways she's a victim of the circumstances in which she was born, and that's something I can understand. Alright, speak with the prison guard when you're ready, and I'll come and join you. I want to talk to her too. I return to my other duties then. We've barely begun to investigate the facility where they gave Fordola her powers. Be fairly warned, friends. She will test you. Don't let your emotions color your judgment when she does. If the commander's permission to enter, then. Let's go. Can we get some voice acting?
Well, well, well. So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men! And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it! You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless. Relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fordola. I see you for what you are.
Guess I will see you too.
Come along, Fordola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right! Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Ala Mhigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them.
Oh, he's pretty rude.
Fordola!
Traitors!
Please, you have to do something. My husband and daughter are in danger.
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of Arn.
We're citizens. We have rights.
Ah!
Father, I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive. Traitors!
Traitors!
They're surviving really well right now.
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
Savage.
Fordola, please! You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods! What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honoring Father's memory.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time. It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
What a plan.
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes. Wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay! You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How?
You know why you saw, for those I have lost, for those I can yet save, because I choose to. Let's annoy her a little more.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
Well, that was quite something. Alrighty, but I guess we're gonna end it here. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you like what you see, and obviously subscribe if you would like to see more. I try to upload every single day. And once again, thanks so much for watching, and bye bye!